Hi everybody, I'm Captain Floopers, and welcome back to Pokemon Crystal Clear. Last time we got our second gym badge, and now we're like on the front doorstep for our third, so let's see how well we do in this gym. And I do have the correct... I do not have the correct Pokemon out front. Helga's probably going to be getting a lot of levels in here, because it's a Rock-type gym. I may also use Tony Stony, because she has a ground-type move. That's also good against rock types, but you know, let's see how well this goes here. And much like the original game, there's only one trainer, and then Brock. So yeah, they all have rock types at this gym, as I mentioned. In fact, that's where Brock gets his name, because that's rock in it. Real creative. And this guy still just has a ground type. I think he has a Sandshrew as well in the original game. And if these are meant to be the same Pokemon as he had before, then he did a pretty crappy job training them, because they're only a few levels from where they were 4 years prior. He has a Sandshrew. No, it's because everything's scaled to me. Scaled to how many badges I have, anyway. And now that I think about it, this may be leading to, like, an immediate need for experience, because this is going to bump up all the trainers again once I do this, because it hasn't been too long since I beat Erica. Now, if I remember correctly, I know I mentioned this last time, but in the original Gen 2 games, Brock has a Golem, a Steelix maybe. I know he at least has the two main fossil ones, Omastar and Kabutops, maybe an Aerodactyl. So I'm expecting him to have a Geodude, an Onix, an Ammonite, and a Kabuto. At the very least. Kabuto, whatever. I normally say Kabuto. It comes from helmet. Kabuto is helmet in Japanese, but it's also mostly because of Kabuto Mushi, which means Rhinoceros Beetle. Because, you know, as I said before, I like the Rhinoceros Beetle aesthetic. And their eternal rivals, the Stag Beetles. You know, Heracross and Pinsir, Rhinoceros Beetle and Stag Beetle. Okay, so he's got 3 here, so he may not have the fossils yet. I can't think of too many other rock types in the game. Maybe Magcargo is the only one I can think of. Tyranitar, maybe. So he may have like a Slugma, he may have like a Larvitar. Oh, Rhyhorn and Rhydon. I forgot about them. I don't know why, because I use them a lot these days. Yeah, his one is a Rhyhorn. Getting smarter. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, so this wasn't the huge level jump that I was expecting to get out of this gym. I was expecting more than 2 trainers, but or expecting more than 1 trainer and the leader. But we got the Boulder Badge. And we're also going to see what the Pokemon League is giving us access to now that we have 3 badges. I enjoy battling you, even though I am a bit upset. You're a pretty powerful trainer. This TM will become even more powerful. Is that Earthquake? Yeah. He just straight up gives you Earthquake. I'm not opposed to that. Earthquake is one of the main moves I use. The official Pokemon League office. Congratulations on completing another gym challenge. We've updated your account to reflect your new badge. You currently have 3 badges. To help alleviate traffic on Cycling Road, we ask that skilled trainers use their Pokemon to fly. This also goes for boat traffic going to Cyanwood City. The Pokemon League is grateful for your support. Learn to fish. So, you're not going to tell me where to get fly, but you're going to tell me, hey, just use fly. I don't know how to use Fly yet. Well... what I'm gonna do... let's just... I don't really have anything else, because they haven't given me any kind of direction in getting prizes. And I don't know, really what else to do off the top of my head, so... let's go ahead and bring the random number generator back up and see who we're going to fight next. So that's from 1 to 13 now. And it generated number 1, because I have been showing it on screen. Number 1. So, number 1 is Faulkner, who is listed as number 1 because he's always the first gym leader you fight normally in Gold and Silver. Now, considering that he usually has low levels and cheating Pidgeotto, I don't know really what to expect here. Is he going to have more Pokemon? I know they're going to be more powerful. Is he going to have, like, 2 Pidgeottos? Is he going to have, like, a Fearow? I don't know. But I do have a bit of a direction to go with what Pokemon to focus on leveling, and they are Pris and Tony Stoney. Speaking of which, I should probably give Tony Stoney Earthquake. I know I just got the TM, and I don't really want to waste TMs, but, again, Earthquake is one of the main things I use. And eventually, I'm going to get to a point where I can just buy all the TMs anyway. And I'm fairly sure that by the time I can actually get to Rhydon, that's in Victory Road. And to get into Victory Road, you need at least 8 badges still, I think. I mean, I can always check just to make double sure, but I'm fairly sure you have to have 8 badges to get into Victory Road anyway. So we're going to be having Tony Stoney around for a while. So, may as well give her Earthquake. And have her just, like, wreck everything, because Earthquake is... it's not an instant kill move, but it's an instant kill move. It's very, very powerful. It's like 100 base attack power. Plus the additional damage from the same type attack boost, so yeah. That said, I do want to focus on clearing out some more trainers on the way there, so I'm going to take a bit of a longer route to get to where we need to go. We're going to go through Viridian Forest here. Prepare to lose. Yeah, we're going to focus on giving levels to Pris and Tony Stoney, because electric and rock type moves are very good against flying types, of which Faulkner is a practitioner of. Actually, now that I think about it, give me one moment. I know it's going to pause the recording here, or not the recording. It's going to pause the game, but okay, and most of that should have been cut it away. But yeah, I've updated my notes in my little notepad application, or whatever, program application, whatever you call them these days. I just realized that Beedrill is level 17. And I think this Beedrill could normally be considered a like a higher level for this particular trainer anyway, but yeah, the trainers have really stepped up their game now. So I'm swapping to Tony Stoney so that I can use Rock Throw, because that's super effective, whereas Thundershock is not. Alright, that helped. Oh yeah, that helped. Alright, now I can swap back to Pris, because Thundershock actually will do fairly decently against a Butterfree, being electric type and all. If it can not fall asleep. That's okay, we've come prepared for this. That's alright. I have lots of these to use. I forgot Butterfree could do that for a second. It is a little worrying, though, that the trainers have pulled ahead of us. Or at least this trainer has. And now we're going to Paralyze. Cool. At least I still have a chance to attack. No, I don't. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted to do today. Absolutely. Everything's going according to plan. I'm not sick of this already. This one's going to confuse, isn't it? Nope, it's not. Yeah, swapping back to Geodude, because that Rock Throw will do ×4 damage. Also, Rock Throw does have more base attack power than Thunder Shock does anyway. I know Thunder Shock is fairly low tier, but it's all we have, really. And I'm fairly sure, I don't know, if they've given all the Kanto trainers TMs to give out, like Erica did in the original Gen 2, I'm fairly sure we'll get Thunderbolt or something like that from Lieutenant Surge, but Random Chance has not given us the opportunity to go after Lieutenant Surge yet. And them's the rules, and I'm sticking to them, so that's part of the challenge now. I got whipped. Okay, first off, let's unpoison you. Second off, I might be able to do something about this cheating Magikarp guy. So, I mentioned before that the creator of this ROM hack has like original characters that I think he replaced the Elite Four with, and they're kind of just about the place. And they can challenge you to battles. He actually was right here before with his Magikarp in the last time I played. Well, I guess I'm not going to fight him then. I'm okay with that. Basically, his Magikarp has Dragon Rage, and that's not cool. Dragon Rage is very powerful at low levels because it does exactly 40 hit points of damage every time you use it. And it wiped my battle, or wiped my party during that playthrough, and I was not amused, to say the least. Yeah, these people have like level 17 everything. So we're gonna gotta step it up here. I'm not mad about that. I'm just a little surprised. I didn't realize that they were going to be going up in level that much. But hey, I mean, it just means more experience for us in the long run. Plus, this guy only has a Spinarak, so it's no big deal. Alright. There's no Sudowoodo up there. I don't care about Sudowoodo. We can actually catch Butterfree here? Well, it's fully evolved, so it might give us a decent amount of experience. Fully evolved Pokemon tend to do that. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Oh, there he is. Alright, I'm gonna save here, because this guy has a habit of wrecking people's well-being. Who are you? I see. People call me Neff. I'm here training my Magikarp. It's, well, you know what? I have an idea. How about a battle? Sure. I'm not going to regret this, because I saved. I just don't feel like being booted back with half my money. See, he has a Spearow at first. The Spearow's no big deal, and then, like, the Magikarp comes out. The only reason I'm confident enough at this point is because I actually have more than 40 hit points on all of my Pokemon, so I can survive a Dragon Rage. See, he's got, like, they got moves that they normally can't use, like Tri-Attack there. Basically what I'm getting at is that in order to make his OCs more powerful, the ROM hack creator resorted to cheating. I don't know, maybe Spearow can learn Tri-Attack with a TM. I have no idea, in all honesty. Alright, I'm gonna have Helga tank this. Because it's gonna start using Dragon Rage and knock everything out. Why is it level 20? Why is it not a Gyarados? We basically want to use the Revive here. And I also want to use a healing item to get Pris, you know, past the point where it can die. Or above the point where it can die in one hit. And that's why War Turtle is tanking this, so that, because I'd rather the experience go to, you know, the ones that I'm training. Of course, the Magikarp is faster, because why wouldn't it be? Because the hard mode OCs use their EV and IV training and all that bullshit. And full restores, because why wouldn't they? Okay. Well, hopefully Tony Stoney can do it then. I don't know. Is the notion of a Magikarp outspeeding things, is that, you know, not outside the realm of possibility? I still only get like 85 experience. This loss is too much to bear. You cheated! I struggled my way here, but you pulled it off. I'll heal you up. That's the least you can do, cheater. Pokemon are ready for more. Since you beat me somehow, it's dangerous to go alone. Take these. What are you giving me besides a reference? Friend balls. Okay. Thanks! I got something out of it, I suppose, but, see what I did there? Of course you did. Yeah. Boo. Oh, the egg's hatching. What's the egg gonna be? And will it be shiny? It's a Magby. And it's not even a shiny Magby. So we're not gonna use that. No. So, next chance I get, I'm gonna bring the Togepi egg back out. And we'll probably just use Togepi. Yeah, I forgot to fight you. Searching for rare bugs! Actually, with the way that I'm going back to Johto, we'll probably be sneaking through the, near the, Victory Road area anyway, so I can see if we need if that has a badge requirement, or if I can just kind of go in and get a ride on. Oh, well, even then, you know, the wild Pokemon don't scale. That was my other concern. And stuff in Victory Road is usually but basically the same kind of level, maybe a little bit higher than what's on the Mountain Road, so in that case it'll be even still a little while before my Pokemon will be able to handle them. So either way, what I'm saying is I feel justified in giving Earthquake to Geodude. We got Thunder Wave. Not too bad. And let's give more levels to our bird gym fighters. Actually, I didn't mean to use Earthquake. I meant to use Rock Throw, but I should at least do neutral damage. I know Ground isn't very effective against Bug, but it is super effective against Poison, so... claims of being super powerful at low levels may be greatly exaggerated. Now there's stats and whatnot figured in as well, but Earthquake is still a very good move, and I'm glad to have it. If only we could get Rock Slide, that'd be great too. Tony Stoney still has a while to go before she evolves, so she is a bit of a disadvantage compared to the rest of the party. So the next milestone is 20, and she doesn't evolve until level 25. Yeah, level 3 Pidgey's not really worth it. So any other trainers? Here's a trainer. Hey, trainer. Yeah, probably. Depends on what kind of grass it is. Oh, there's a Beedrill. Level 17. That's okay. We're a little bit more prepared for this time. Now we have paralysis powers. That's fantastic. I don't know if she gets Thunder Punch before or after she evolves, but that's still a good move to have. Does she learn Thunder Punch naturally, even? I forget if the Mary Blind learns Thunder Punch naturally or if that's TM. I mean, either way, it's a special type. It's a special move in Gen 2, so I do prefer Thunderbolt in any case. And I know that even as electric types, their speed is kind of slow, and I think they have a slightly better attack set than special attack. So I think that the Thunder Punch works out a little bit better. I mean, so I still usually give them Thunderbolt in like later generations, but even though in later generations Thunder Punch is a physical move because it's, you know, separated and all that. I'm just rambling now. Trying to think of things to say. We're already on our way to our 4th gym. That's cool. I was kind of hoping that when they mentioned Fly, they would tell me where to get Fly, because that would be a nice boon for me. I would need a flying type to use it, but I did say that once I had Fly, I would go back to Blackthorn and check out Dragon's Den, because as things are now, I don't feel like going back up the mountain path. I mean, I'm going to be going into comparable wild levels anyway, just so on the road between Kanto and Johto, but still. That's more just trying to get to where I need to go. And I wanted to go down a path where I could level up more, so... Alright, let's swap over to Tony Stoney. Charging up its crits. Focus Energy works properly in this generation, doesn't it? I think so. Focus Energy was one of those many oversights in Gen 1 where it didn't work properly. Because what it normally does is it increases your critical hit rate, but in Gen 1 it was accidentally made to lower it instead. Because I don't know what the story is. I think, like, the, I've heard stories either way as to how a lot of the glitches and oversights in Generation 1 came around. I heard a lot of it was due to shoddy programming, but I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt and say that, well, you see a lot of these glitches and whatnot because you're poking around where you normally don't go. Because if you don't go around looking for glitches, it's not that bad. But, you know, you also have stuff like, you know, the aforementioned focus energy not working. You have stuff like the badge boost glitch. You have, you know, the whole accidental imbalance with the psychic type. So that does kind of affect normal gameplay. But at the same time, like, stuff like the missing no glitch and, you know, stuff along, like, the game-breaking stuff. That's if you go around poking at where you shouldn't be going. But apparently I've been hearing accounts of it actually wasn't programmed that well. And luckily it seems that they at least learned from a lot of their mistakes, because most, if not all, the problems that Gen 1 had were fixed in Gen 2. I mean, there are still some glitches here and there. But again, it's stuff that you may come... I mean, there's something that you may come across by complete accident under, like, certain, like, very specific circumstances. And that's the whole looking at a coin case and talking to them at shop, that glitch. I don't know exactly what the exact details of that were, but it basically crashes the game and forces it to reset in standard Game Boy mode, not Game Boy Color mode. I don't know. Gen 2 is a lot more cleaned up in comparison. I think that they learned from a lot of their mistakes, and look at them now. They're coming up with a new Pokemon game almost every year. For better or worse. And now it's very much literally, you have to be looking for glitches at this point. For the most part, you know, to find them. There's people, like, snooping around with Game Shark codes on and make them walk through walls and stuff. You do not have the top percentage of Rattata, good sir. I know I could cut past a lot of these trees. I'm gonna cut past some of those trees. Can Magby temporarily learn Cut? I don't think it can, but it's not a bad idea to try. No, it can't. That's fine. I don't really need to go back there, but I just wanted to see if there was something back there worth getting. Alright, so we're healing up here. I'm gonna swap Magby out for the Togepi egg. Because I think what I'm gonna do is just use Togetic, or Togetic, however you want to call that. I don't know how it's officially pronounced. I just usually say Togetic because it sounds better. But it might be Togetic to kind of go with Togepi. Because, while it really doesn't... Hold on, I want to do move Pokemon without me, that's what I want. Togepi isn't a very good Pokemon, to my knowledge. It's just like a baby normal type, but when it does evolve, it becomes a normal flying. I think they might have changed into it's either Fairy or normal Fairy in Gen 6 when Fairy types came around, but we don't have Fairy type in this game. That wasn't programmed in. And the hack certainly isn't accounting for it either. I mean, I'm fairly sure we've come across some Fairy-type Pokemon so far. I mean, I don't have any, I don't think, but... But I'm fairly sure I've come across Fairy-type Pokemon, and it hasn't accounted for that. Or Pokemon that are Fairy-type, you know, nowadays. We're just gonna head east or west on Route 22. And go in through the Pokemon League checkpoint building. Hope this level us. I don't think it will, but it's level 3. Yeah, it was worth a shot. Because I do actually still want to check if we need 8 badges to get into Victory Road. Just ahead is Victory Road. There are lots of strong Pokemon in there. Please be careful. Okay, no, you don't have any badge requirements. I am going to save, though, just so I can bring up a random battle and see what kind of levels we're looking at. Because I do want to come back here later for a Rhyhorn. They've got Gravelers, so... Oh yeah, level 30s. So, yeah, we're not going to be back here for a while. That's okay, we don't need to escape. We can just reset. And what about Mount Silver? Do we need special permission to go to Mount Silver? There's so much grass here. I only made it a few steps before a high-level Pokemon appeared and wiped me out. I couldn't get up the ledge, so I had to walk a long way to get back up here. Don't jump in unless you're ready. Oh yeah, that's like a point of no return there. But yeah, this is the way to Mount Silver. But I figured I would at least need, you know, to beat the Elite Four before going there, but... Nah, they'll just let kids just wander around all willy-nilly. No matter what their Pokemon levels are. How many badges they have, etc. That's why these checkpoints were put into place, for the safety of the common Pokemon trainer citizen. I mean, you can still go around the world, like, within, and still, you know, come across, like, level 20-something Pokemon with your level 5, whatever you started with, but, I mean, that's how it normally is in the game. It's just the only gatekeepers there were people saying, you know, blocking you from exiting the town, saying, you should go fight Brock. And then he won't leave you alone until you have a badge, even though you might not have explicitly, I don't know if I mentioned this, I don't know if it was this playthrough I did this little kind of rant, or the last one, about the take 1. But, you know, what if you don't, you know, what if your character's ambitions aren't necessarily to become Pokemon champion? Like, the only reason that you even start the Pokemon Gym Challenge thing is because you need badges to use certain HMs to progress. And also, that one guy in Pewter City who's like, who won't leave you alone until you defeat Brock and won't let you leave. It's like, where do you get off telling me that I have to do this whole Pokemon League challenge? That's a bunch of baloney. I'm just here to fill out a Pokedex for the Pokemon professor that lives in my town. I am not necessarily here for any other reasons. And you can't make me. And it's the same kind of thing with your Team Rocket confrontations. It's just because they're in the way of your progression. You're not actively going against Team Rocket and what they stand for and whatnot. No, it's just like, you know, if I'm going to be doing this gym challenge, I can't get into the Saffron City gym because you buttholes have taken over frickin' Sylph Company. It's because they're... Oh, why'd I do that with a Psyduck? That's not a good idea at all. Fox Lightner can take care of them. Because Pris already has her experience levels to where I want them to be. It's just like a series of coincidences, and You know, Gen 3 was the first Pokemon game that really had a kind of story like that. Maybe Gen 2 to a lesser extent, but Gen 3 was like where they started having, you know, more fleshed out stories. It was the same fleshed out story for years. You know, Evil Team wants to revive the your version's mascot god Pokemon to rebuild the world in their image in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, Sun and Moon had a few liberties with that, but still. That's why a lot of Pokemon games, like after third generation, really aren't that interesting to me. And I played all of the games up through Gen 7. And that's why I got, you know, sick of it and, you know, tapped out before Sword and Shield came out. Hell, technically I tapped out when Let's Go came out, because I mean, at the time I really didn't even consider them main series games anyway. Now I kind of do. And the thing with me actually getting Let's Go Pikachu was because of, you know, I finally wanted to play it. And will it get that way with Sword and Shield? Maybe. It's a lot less likely that that'll happen. Because all the stuff I've heard about it say that it's like, you know... I mean, there are some people that exaggerate and say it's the best thing ever, but I've also heard people say it's the worst thing ever. I've heard people say it's okay. And yeah, that could be the same of like any generation, but I also know I know people who have played it. And Greg, who is, you know, regular on this channel, he's played Sword, and he didn't like it very much. He said it wasn't the kind of... He was looking for more of a nostalgia trip sort of thing with that. And he didn't get that. And he was very disappointed with that. And so it's very unlikely at this point that I'll, you know, be buying any main series future stuff unless it's like a remake of like Gen 2 or 3 in some way, because those are like my favorite generations, especially Generation 2. I've kind of gotten off the train here. And if you like the newer games, then, you know, more power to you. Play what you like. I'm not here to say that the games are bad. I'm just, because I don't have much of an opinion. I just know that I'm not interested in playing them. Isn't that right, Pris? Yeah, she's just looking around. Did you come this far? You must be good. I'm going to give this battle everything I've got. It makes more sense in the regular game because you're actually coming up the opposite direction with 8 badges at this point, or when you come onto this route. But no, it has nothing to do with my prowess with Pokemon. I'm just kind of going the other way to go home. Well, I say go home, but it's more going to fight a gym leader over there. Part of me actually wants to get to Faulkner and defeat him before the part's over. I have about 20 minutes to do that. And I'm kind of only playing like one part a day, just so I don't like overdo it, because there's other stuff that I want to do. Like I started, you know, I'm still working on my backlog. I'm still working on, you know, gradual Shenmue trophy progress. And as for backlog games, the one I'm currently playing is Star Wars Dark Forces. It is the PlayStation version. I had the PS... The reason it's on my backlog is I bought the PS1 version a long time ago to play on my PSP, and I just never beat it. And, funny thing, I actually tried to put it onto my Vita, and it wouldn't let me. I don't know why. It's not like it's like in a different format than any of the other games. I mean, I have all the PS1 games that I care about on my Vita already, but I'd rather play it on the Vita than the PS3 because, you know, I'm more in line with portable consoles than I am with home consoles. But If I can only play it on the PS3, then I'll play it on the PS3. Just the only downside with it is that it's a first-person shooter, and it predates the DualShock. It gives you... I think it was released in, like, 95. I don't know what year it was released for the PlayStation, but, like, it was released on PC in 1995. It was like a Doom clone. Well, it still is a thing. It's a Doom clone. And, I can't use the analog sticks to play it. I had to get used to, like, sort of like a GoldenEye Perfect Dark sort of thing. Like, you use the D-pad to move and turn. And if you want to strafe, you have to hold down the R2 button. And that means to fire, you have to push the square button, and it's all weird. But it's still a fun game. I was able to get used to that control sequence, and I'm, you know, kind of liking the story, and Kyle Katarn's a badass. I'm not usually that big of a Star Wars fan either. But I'm like, you know, in the very first level, it's your character Kyle Katarn, who is a freelance agent for the Rebellion. Fun fact, I don't use self-destruct or explosion because they're detrimental to my progress. So I'm not going to learn self-destruct or explosion. But anyway, the very first level is Kyle Katarn stealing the Death Star plans. And I'm like, well, that explains why Disney wanted to retcon the entire extended universe. Because otherwise... Oh, that's adorable. Because otherwise, they wouldn't be able to go through with the story that they wanted for Rogue One. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of the 5 people in the world who seems to like Rogue One. I'm not fighting this Ponyta. Please don't let me die. This is scary. Okay, good. Anyway, they'd rather have their movie about young, attractive agents going through elaborate CGI traps to steal the Death Star plans from creepy CGI Peter Cushing. When they could have just kept Kyle Katarn doing it with his badass self. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like that they retconned that now. I mean, again, I don't mind Rogue One. I wouldn't have minded Kyle Katarn having a snarky Alan Tudyk bot to sidekick with him. But at the same time... Can I heal here? I'm not off to the Pokemon League. Whatever. Hey, you live over in Newbark, right? I can see your house from here, but I haven't seen you pass through here before. I guess since you came that way, you probably rode the magnet train or the SS Aqua to travel between the regions. Once you walk a little further, you'll have taken your first steps back into Johto. Check your Pokemon. I love how they accounted for that. That's awesome. Yeah, I've pretty much said everything I want to say about, you know, Dark Forces there, but normally that guy, you have to surf over, because that road normally isn't there. You have to surf over in the water, and then come down right here. Oh, the Togepi's hatching. There's all kinds of stuff happening here. We have about 15 minutes if we want to get back to Violet City to fight Faulkner. In fact, considering the circumstances, what should we call Togepi? Part of me wants to say Eggers as a stealth C-Lab 2021 joke. Part of me wants to say Eggman after the Sonic the Hedgehog villain. Part of me wants Pingus as a meme derived from Dr. Robotnik / Eggman. Let's just go with Eggman. Then it can be either a Sonic reference or a Beatles reference. Corn oil. And then you come down here and he says, "Hey, you've just taken your first steps into the Kanto. Isn't that awesome?" And when I played in Take 1, I actually came from this direction. And then he said the whole stuff about how he could see my house, and he's like, "Well, since I haven't seen you before, you've just taken your first steps into Johto." And this time, because I came from the other way, he's like, "Well, you must have gone through some other way. You're about to take your first steps back into Johto." I like that a lot. Let's put Togepi following me. He's only level 5 right now. I will worry about his levels later, but I want him to follow me. Eggman seems hungry. "I'm hungry. I want some corn oil. Oh, it's dark out now. You meddling hedgehog." Anyway, corn oil is an in-joke with me and Greg that revolves around Eggman. But anyway, I want to have Togepi following me around, because that will make it easier to increase his friendship, because Togepi evolves with friendship. And it is a pain in the ass, but I've made this decision and I'm sticking to it, and that's all there is to it. But before I really get into leveling up Togepi, I'm going to, clear this next gym. And I'll probably do the power leveling method with him too, because I don't really want to grind between parts, because I only really play this while I'm recording. Because, again, there's like other stuff outside of, recording this that I want to do. And the only other option is to just, spend an episode leveling him up, because, I don't want to play this for more than an hour a day. Like I said, we'll cross that bridge once we beat Faulkner, and find out how to proceed from there. Another berry. It's always a good idea just to pick berries as you pass by them if you know that you've already picked them the day before, or over a day before, or whatever. Speaking of over a day before, I'm fairly sure Kurt is done with that fastball now. But I don't have to worry as much about apricorns, because I found out you can just buy all those. What do you think, Eggman? Eggman seems quite content. Alright. So let's swap in Pris. Because while Tony Stoney is a higher level than Pris, Pris is my MVP. See if you're good enough to face Faulkner. Well, I hope I am. I don't know what kind of levels I'm going to be facing in here. But if the outside trainers are any indication... Oh. Dear. Alright, well, let's see how we do. I know it's a level 22, but I'm fairly sure that with the type advantage, we still have a chance. Thundershock sucks! I should use Thunder Wave more, really. At least with Thunder Wave, I can bring the speed down. Because that Fury attack is wrecking me. Because it wants to roll the high numbers for it. I'll get it paralyzed anyway, so I have a chance to just kill it on this next hit. Yes. And then I'll swap out to Tony Stoney. Tony Stoney has a better chance because she's also resistant. Pris is resistant to flying type attacks, yes. Not so much against normal type attacks. Gligar. Ooh. Gligar will complicate things because Gligar is also a ground type. Well, I can still use Helga because I can exploit the ground type water weakness. I'm thinking with portals. You sure do your worst with poisoning. I'll still come out on top here. Oh, something else I just thought of that might be an issue is that despite the fact that he is a flying type user, Faulkner's TM/signature move is Mud Slap, which is a ground type move. It's not a particularly damaging ground type move, but it can still get a leg up on either Tony Stoney or Pris because of type advantage. Plus, it also lowers accuracy every time it hits. I'd rather not waste the antidote. Okay. Oop. Okay. I also don't know what kind of Pokemon to expect from Faulkner other than like 2 Pidgeotos maybe. Because normally he has like a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto, and they're like extremely low level. Because again, canonically, the first trainer you fight, I'm actually going to save. Now that I know to expect possible pain, because I don't want to lose my money. Keeper's Guts. Do you have it? So depending on how much of a pain in the butt Faulkner ends up being, I do still want to. I'll probably just say end the video after we've defeated him. I'll at least do one try against him, and if it looks like we really need to level up, I'll like level up off screen or something. I'll think of something. Luckily, this Pidgeotto's not as bad. At least it's not a Fearow and knows, like, Fury Attack. Because that's annoying. Alright, what else you got? Another Pidgeotto. But yeah, that Mud Slap is a little scary. And I am acquainted with how much of a pain it can be, because I usually start these games with Cyndaquil. I mean, I usually have other things, too, by that point. But, my anti-birds Pokemon are susceptible to that, so I'm just going to use a couple potions here. And, test this guy's temperature. And we always have, like, Helga as sort of a neutral backup. Just, you know, having a high level and everything, so... And also, Box Lightner, being a third stage evolution should help things. But I don't know, we'll see how this goes. Like, I'm not gonna get mad if I lose or something like that. That's why I saved the game. I just don't want to lose my money. And if we have to level up... He has 3 Pokemon. I don't remember if he normally has 3 or not. All I remember him having is a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto. Maybe it's 2 Pidgeys and a Pidgeotto. I'm questioning my knowledge now. To be fair, it's been a while since I've played these games, like, in their purest state, but... regardless. I should be using Thunder Wave more, and I will. Luckily, it's using Quick Attack and not Mud Slap. That's always good. That's something if I have status-affecting moves, I should make myself more in the habit of using them. And either it keeps trying to use Quick Attack, or that Thunder Wave, even with the Thunder Wave, it's still outspeeding me. Either way, that's a level 23 Pidgeotto, so that's going to give me a good amount of experience there. Looking on the bright side of things. Another Pidgeotto. You just have 3 Pidgeotto? I mean, we'll see. Oh, this is level 25. Oh, good. Oh, boy. Well, at least Tony Stoney is more resistant to normal attacks. And that thing's got Double Team. So that's going to make Rock Throw's already cruddy accuracy even more cruddy. And here come the Mud Slaps. Ooh. Well, that crit was a nice little boon there. Alright, let's just go with Tackle. Luckily, Mud Slap's not doing much. Like I said, it's very low-leveled. I was expecting it to do a little bit more because of the type matchups, but I can always, at the very least, reset the accuracy by swapping out. And I think this actually might just because I've noticed they've been sending out their higher-leveled Pokemon second. Like, they go for the ones that they normally start with, and then they bring out their strongest ones, so I don't think that the third Pokemon's going to be as strong as this one. I think we might have gone through the worst of it. Or maybe not. Oh, he's got a Fearow now. Oh, that's going to hurt. Let's let Helga out just to give the other two a bit of respite here. Because this is not a good omen. And the reason I pick Helga is because of her defense. So we can, just, heal them up. That doesn't help things either. This guy's really about making himself hard to hit, it seems. I haven't seen him use Double Team that much in like the original fights. And Double Team, more or less, like even in general use, just becomes annoying like immediately. So I'm already missing like everything. Okay, well, you did your part. Now, the reason I'm picking Pris is because I want to go for a Thunder Wave here. Good. It still outspeeds me, but it does mean less Fury attacks in the long run. Just, I gotta hope that, that Double Team doesn't, like, really affect much here. I think I got this. Nice. Okay. Not gonna lie, I was expecting that to go worse than it did. But I'm glad with I'm happy with the result. Alright. My dad's cherished bird Pokemon. Alright, take this. It's the official Pokemon League Zephyr Badge. Okay. So we get the Zephyr Badge, we also get the TM for Mud Slap. And before we go, I'm going to see if the Pokemon League has anything for us. Has another nice objective for us to go to. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pick the next gym leader while we're here. Alright, we've updated your new badge. You currently have 4 badges. Congratulations. Collecting up to 4 badges earns you a Skillful Trainer classification. Okay. This is recognized at the TM shop in a department store, and for trainers who wish to expand their culture, we advocate a trip to Ecruteak City. Visit Tin Tower, one of Ecruteak's oldest tourist attractions. Trainer tips, have you found a rare fossil? No, I haven't. The lab on New Cinnabar Island will help trainers unlock a fossil's true potential. Is that what they're calling Cinnabar Island now? Or is there actually like a new Cinnabar Island that you can go to? I don't know. But it sounds like Ecruteak City is our next destination, because we might get something there. That's usually where we get Surf. So we may be getting Surf. But before we log off here, someone's sending me an email. Okay, yeah, the light bulbs I ordered like last week, they're late. That's fine. The light bulb that I have here seems to be working again. Basically, what it was doing, every once in a while it'll like flash on and off. And with these newfangled LED bulbs, it means that there's usually something wrong with it. I thought that meant that the bulb was going out, but like the past week or so, it's been working fine again. So I'm still gonna like, I'm still getting new light bulbs just in case I need to do something like with that in the future. But that's just Amazon sent me an email saying, yeah, it might not get there to you today like we promised. And I'm like, it's whatever, because last I checked it was in Baltimore. And I'm like, yeah, that's not getting here today. But I'm not mad because I work in the package delivery industry. And I understand that in these trying times, we can't really guarantee that things will get there when we need to get there. So, generating a random number from 1 to 12, we have number 7. Boom, 7. And that means on the list we will be going after Misty next. Water-type trainer. Also, I had been kind of going on the name trivia. Falconer actually comes from the word falconer, which is someone who, or the name Falconer is derived from falconer. Means someone who, keeps birds, or falcons in this case. So it's an apt name. But we'll be going after Misty next as our next gym trainer challenge thing. But until then, I've been Captain Floofers, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?